Before that, I mean, it was a wild scene down on the field, Joe, that's for sure.
Jared Paquette gets the start in goal for Yale, squaring off against a Tewaaraton midseason award watch list candidate in Emmett Carroll. And the face-off, will be keeping an eye on that a lot. Machado Rodriguez winning almost 60% of face-off win for Nick Wehmeyer, Malvern Prep, right here in Philadelphia. Top scorer for Yale, Paul Van Bostelaar, very, very good freshman, and he has a bright future here at Penn. That's not a matchup that Penn's going to be looking for all that often. Now a flag's down here.
He came up high here, Joe, and sometimes you'll see like a time serve foul, or sometimes you'll see a full 2 minutes, or whether they'll lock it in. We'll watch the here. It's a cross check, but it's just a way for a guy like Ben Smith to start scoring more goals for Penn.
Smith nets his 15th of the year. Pass is knocked. Active stick by Mullane.
Boy, that would have been a great play for Penn. Superman, and over the last game or two, he has not been able to be a Superman, and that's a difference.
Also had to beat Brendan Lavelle to get there. Face-off win, and that shot got deflected on the way. Pretty good effort by Stevie Davis to pace Yale. And George, we talked about Penn's search for more goals. Didn't happen in the first. What are you seeing?
Well, I mean, first of all, they're making mistakes, right? The Mullane situation, when he fell down, Lucchesi got stripped. They're losing faceoffs, and they're not winning ground balls. So they haven't had a ton of possession. And with the possession, Penn has got to, they got to get going now. They cannot allow this whole half to go by without playing good lacrosse.
Davis gets absolutely obliterated. Flag is down, and now we'll see about it.
That's how to build your momentum.
So Davis has to keep his head on a swivel here for both friend and foe, apparently, but the flag results in that extra man chance. And another face-off win. Wehmeyer called for the violation.
If you're Penn, you got to win this face-off and string them together. Create momentum and build your confidence, for crying out loud.
Davis has put a couple of them together. Machado out-dueled by Davis. That's a clean win here.
Good timeout by Mike Murphy. You're going to preserve that extra man time, Joe, by calling timeout right now. Right now, even the slightest screen makes a huge difference.
18th goal of the year for Griffin Skane, and Penn has clawed back to within one, thanks in large part to that man, Stevie Davis. Another big win, and Machado Rodriguez slow to get up.
Yeah, we were mentioning earlier, that opens up the higher part of the goal.
Krevsky with a big goal to stop the Penn run, and now a face-off win as Roberts had come in for Penn, but Wehmeyer stripped from behind. Here comes McMullen. Still with it, passes it from his belly, and now here's Yale with it. Wehmeyer pushed it forward. Here comes Yale again. Low shot and a score. Pole goal for Hunter Bowen. The sophomore makes up for his penalty earlier with the long pole goal, and Penn is reeling here in the second quarter.
Wow, what a play. That's an incredible play. Now, they have to call delay here. I mean, the whole team ran on the field. You can't just ask him to go off nicely, but this is an incredible play by Yale. Not only it was a great shot and a great goal, but the ground ball was amazing. Like, that was an incredibly great play by Yale.
So Yale being helped out a little bit because Matthew Till was banged up for Penn. He's being helped off the field, so perhaps that factored into delay not being in the picture.
Yeah, great play by Hunter Bowen. And he's the guy that committed that penalty earlier, Joe, so clearly makes up for that by making an incredibly tough ground ball, really good spin, roll dodge inside, and then scoring. What a play.
Davis. Keep it alive for Pacheco. It's knocked out of bounds. Yale ball with 41 seconds left.
Getting ground balls, they're just going to the hoop.
9-4 lead for Yale, and they'll have another chance here. Provost and hopefully more on deck here in the second half. Yale and Penn battling for a spot in the Ivy League tournament. Stevie Davis wins the faceoff for the Quakers. Yale sets up their ride here. Penn has not been a high-scoring team this season. Looking for a little bit of a second-half push. They're finally getting healthier than they have been this year. It's been a true bright spot in terms of scoring goals for a Penn team that's gotten it done defensively and has relied on their two Tewaaraton Award watchlist players, Lavelle and Carroll. A low shot from Provost. That one fought off. Extra man goal.
And Penn's won some faceoffs in this half too, Joe. They've gotten some draws. And whoops, they're going to get this. Oh, he missed it.
A couple players had a chance at it before Yale ultimately comes away with it. Hunter Bowen, who scored in this one, a pole goal. Machado Rodriguez getting bruised up as he tries to make his way across. Penn takes it away. And despite that second quarter run, Penn not really a big-time comeback team. They've been kind of a keep it close, grind it out, rely on your defense and goaltending in order to win nail-biters. This is going to be kind of a fish out.
Is now. If they lose here, effectively, they're in big trouble.
You make the Ivy League tournament, anything is possible. You get hot at the right time, but it has to start here with this one you have to have.
So Penn's extra man here riding. Yale has a penalty against them. 3 wide open. So both teams making a little bit of a defensive error. Penn this time capitalizes.
Big face-off upcoming here. Yale comes down with it. A shot just wide of the pipe. Right off the break before Penn could really get into defense.
Season is now. Can you get it to 11-8, 11-9 now? Right, that's your opportunity in this next little window.
Davis has done a nice job.
Great play. That was an incredible ground ball and a flip too. Sometimes it's hard with the face-off man with those. Like he gets a quick outlet pass, the ball gets rotated quickly, and not one of their top scorers either. Scores for Yale, and now you're down 12-7.
Yeah, for Ghosh, his first goal of the season.
I'm surprised he even took that shot. You're staring at Emmett Carroll. You haven't scored all year, and you're going to take that one? But it went
down a little bit as the season went on, but that was a big goal for the Hobart College transfer.
Stevie Davis.
Taking it off of Machado Rodriguez.
Great face-off by Stevie Davis. And I would do the same. I would keep it.
Penn season high in goals, 14 in their win over UAlbany. That came in the second game of the season, back on February 18th. They would need to tie that in order to get in front of Yale. Mullane will start with this.
You know, we talked about at the top of the show, Joe, this year
No
is
doubt.
how they've done. And now if you're Yale, that becomes your biggest game, right? That game against Dartmouth becomes the game for probably that 4th slot in the Ivy League Championship tournament. Great face-off. Great pickup.
Yale comes up with the win. Penn's got to come up with the takeaway, and they do not. Mihalik.
Team, and they were the more hardcore team, and I think that benefited them. They also push the ball down the field faster. Penn tends to, when they're clearing it, they throw it back a lot. They'll throw it back to Emmett. They'll throw it backward to Lavelle. Whereas Yale, they're looking to throw it forward, up the field, flying forward up the field. Back on the bus type of thing. But, man, that type of bip, pass, goal offense, that's it.
Davis desperately pushing it ahead for Penn. Quakers come up with the ground ball. Davis.
Got to go, Stevie. And, 45 shots, that gets them to 11 goals. So they're still big face. It's going to be a scrapped face. What was that call? What was that? That's unbelievable.
So now Yale with possession.